From Southern Colorado's high-definition news leader, this is News Channel 13, where the news comes first.
And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50.
The long and hard-fought journey to the Super Bowl ends in victory.
Some said they couldn't do it, but they did. The Denver Broncos win the Lombardi Trophy.
This one's for Pat!
It was the first Super Bowl Pat Bowlen could not attend, but his players and his fans celebrated this with him in spirit.
As a legend debates his future.
Definitely got to say a little prayer and thank the man upstairs for this great opportunity, and I'm just very grateful.
Broncos fans both in California.
There's so many more Broncos fans here than Carolina fans.
And in Southern Colorado.
It was amazing. Awesome. Go Denver.
Yeah! Celebrating tonight as the Broncos win Super Bowl 50.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on a very special edition of KRDO News Channel 13 at 10 o'clock, the Super Bowl Sunday night. I'm Greg Miller.
And I'm Bonnie Silkman. Of course, first up tonight, your Denver Broncos are Super Bowl champions. They defeated the Carolina Panthers 24-10.
The entire state is celebrating this win right now. Take a live look from Denver. So many people have come into this area of downtown Denver. Lower downtown Denver police are shutting off traffic at this point. They are on scene just in case things get out of hand, but all you see right now are just very excited fans jumping in the streets. It is a reason to celebrate tonight.
Absolutely, and we do have complete team coverage in Southern Colorado and at Levi's Stadium in the San Francisco area tonight.
We'll get with Emily Allen. She has been spending the night with fans in Southern Colorado in just a moment, but first, News Channel 13's Heather Skold and Rob Namnoom. They are live at Levi Stadium. Guys, I don't know about you, but this is such a big night.
Such a big night here in Santa Clara, California. The Denver Broncos are the Super Bowl 50 champions. Quite a win tonight, Rob. 24-10 over the Carolina Panthers. Such an amazing finish for this entire team. It's been a rough season. It has been one that's been marked with injuries. Peyton was out a number of games, came back to bring the team home, the Lombardi Trophy, and it will be coming back to Broncos country.
Yeah, in fact, I was just in the locker room about 10 minutes ago, and a lot of the guys were getting their pictures taken with that shiny Vince Lombardi trophy. And you know, this game pretty much sums up the season for the Broncos. Not much offense, a couple of field goals, and the defense made plays time and time again to keep the Broncos in this contest. Von Miller had a huge night. He had a couple fumble recoveries, he had a couple of sacks, and really I was talking to TJ Ward and I was talking to Chris Harris, and they both said, look, the Panthers didn't play anybody all season long. And Harris joked that you guys drank the Kool-Aid on the Panthers. He said they didn't play anybody. He said when we watched the tape, he said we knew we were going to win this game. And he said the Panthers didn't play anybody. And the Broncos, they had the #1 rated defense. And honestly, guys, I think this was a team of destiny.
Yeah, well, we keep hearing that defense wins championships, and that's certainly what we saw tonight. You know, going into the halftime tonight, we were thinking, my goodness, offense has not scored at all in this game. It was all defensive driven. And of course, we had huge plays by Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware. They did a phenomenal job tonight. And we got to have a shout out to McManus as well.
Yeah.
He put a lot of points on the board tonight. And, you know, we just heard from Peyton Manning post-show. You know, rumors were swirling after what he had said to Bill Belichick after the game against the Patriots.
This may be my last
This
rodeo.
may be my last rodeo. And of course, he thought that it was a private conversation between himself and Bill, and it was not. It was the conversation that went round the world. And ever since then, people have been talking about, is this Peyton's last rodeo? Well, he answered that question tonight after the game. Listen in.
I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, Tony Dungy, who I spoke with, I communicated with him last night when he got in the Hall of Fame, and that was very special. But I talked to him last week, and he called me and said, I need to talk to you. And he said that he got some good advice from Dick Vermeil, and I think maybe Bill Cowher as well, about not making an emotional decision one way or the other. And so I thought that was good advice.
Does it matter how you guys are going to be remembered? I mean, I'm sure you're not even thinking about that at this moment.
So there you heard it. He has been advised by Tony Dungy that he should not make an emotional decision, and he went on to talk a little bit more about that. Like, let this emotion, let the high ride out.
Yeah,
Enjoy what this is.
I was just going to say, I was just in the locker room, and Peyton basically said, look, I wasn't going to make this week about me. And I thought that was a sure sign of selflessness on his part. He didn't want this to be, and no disrespect to Ray Lewis, but when Ray Lewis played his final game with the Ravens, that whole week was about the Baltimore Ravens, and I mean, it was about Ray Lewis and not the Baltimore Ravens. So Peyton Manning made this about his team. I asked a couple of players. He made an emotional speech last night, he and DeMarcus Ware, and some of the players told me they got goosebumps listening to Peyton Manning. And we're going to talk a little bit now about the Broncos defense, as we talked about moments ago. They had a slew of sacks. They really put Cam Newton under duress. Chris Harris said, we played a basic defense. We played man-to-man, and we just went after Cam Newton. Let's listen to some of the Broncos' defensive players and that Orange Crush defense.
Anytime you can battle through adversity throughout a whole season, you know, and make the plays we did at the times that we did, yeah, it's unbelievable, man. You know, I'm just blessed to be a part of it, because 2 years ago I was watching the game, and I was like, man, I would love to play for the Broncos, man, but I don't think I'll go that far in the draft, you know, and then have my situations, and I ended up here, and we won this time.
We wanted to come out and get an early start. You know, we had to come out and hit them early, let them boys know early what kind of game it was going to be. So that's what we was able to do, man. We had some good hits early, got a turnover early. Von Miller, man. We talked all yesterday about it. I'm saying, shout his MVP. We wrote his MVP speech yesterday, man. We already knew what he was going to come do.
We got the best defense on the planet. On offense, we just try to make it easy by putting up points. We knew if we can get up, we'll be fine. You know, we just did enough. I mean, that's what it's been all year for us. You know, with the new system. That's just what it's been all year, and we got it done.
Incredible game.
Really,
but as you said, Rob, again, to reiterate, 24-10, a lot of those points were put on the board courtesy of the defense.
Yes,
and
well,
we had
the first touchdown of the game. Von Miller hits Cam Newton, and there's Malik Jackson, pounces on the piggy in the end zone, and then scores a touchdown, and then he takes the football and throws it into the stands.
Yeah.
And it could be Malik Jackson's final game with the Broncos as well. He's going to be a free agent. And as he told me about a month ago, when I asked him, are you going to play Powerball, Malik? He said, my Powerball is coming in about a month.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we have continuing coverage of Super Bowl 50 right here in Santa Clara, California. More coming up tonight on KRDO News Channel 13. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Heather, Rob, thank you so much. Here in Southern Colorado, Broncos country feeling very alive tonight as well. KRDO News Channel 13's Emily Allen continues our team coverage. She is live in downtown Colorado Springs. Emily, how's it like there?
Hey, Joan, if I switch this...
Greg and Bonnie, it has been quiet downtown, but we did see this accident just a little while ago. Now, police say at this point they do have someone in custody for a DUI. Throughout tonight, there has been a fairly big police presence downtown. Not a ton. I mean, definitely not as many police cars as you would see on a Friday or a Saturday night, but they have been here patrolling up and down Tejon. People have limited their celebrations to house parties inside bars and at house parties, but no one has been rowdy or out of hand. People say, though, that they can't cheer enough about tonight's big win.
It was amazing. Awesome.
Go Denver.
Yeah, we could do it all the way.
Woo! You couldn't stop the Denver Broncos. No, I can't.
It was absolutely amazing. It was a really good game.
Earlier tonight, fans told me, win or lose, they are thrilled to be part of the Super Bowl. So we have obviously seen a lot of commotion up in Denver. It's been a much different scene down here in Colorado Springs. Overall, it has been calm. There are police out and about, and there's also people out and about up and down the streets. But overall, it's been very calm, and fans are just thrilled, again, to have won tonight. In Colorado Springs, Emily Allen, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, Emily, thank you. And the celebrations are continuing down in Pueblo for the Broncos' third championship. See the pom-poms going, clearly some excited fans, and that's the same feeling really all over the home of heroes right now. And now this is over at the Broncos Firehouse that's near Pueblo Boulevard, and we did speak with one fan who says this victory is a dream come true.
This is the greatest feeling around. I mean, we're so proud of the Broncos. I mean, we've been waiting for this since the last Super Bowl, and always we're like, oh, they made it. They played great all year. It was just a perfect, awesome game.
Perfect, awesome game. Well, the Broncos Firehouse was converted from an old Pueblo fire station. More than 100 people were there tonight cheering on our Broncos.
And we have seen many of your pictures and your video as you celebrated the Denver Broncos' big win in Super Bowl 50.
Now, we did have video of a scene in La Junta following the Broncos' big win. Here it is. You can hear, of course, all of the cars honking their horns. Ashley posted this video to our Facebook page tonight. Obviously, some happy fans, very young fans as well. Carissa posted a picture of a little cheerleader, and another one from Alex took this photo of his little one holding a silver football that looks like a Lombardi trophy. All right, very awesome. Thanks so much for all these photos.
Yeah, and keep them coming into our Facebook page, KRDO News Channel 13. In the meantime, we need to get a check of the forecast. Storm Tracker 13's Mike Everett tracking a milder work week ahead, and with a big parade scheduled for Tuesday up in Denver, Mike. Yep. Everybody hoping for some mild weather and clear skies in the coming days.
Greg, Bonnie, I can't stop smiling. That was one spectacular game. You know, another thing that's making me smile is looking at this week's forecast. A little bit of work to do first. It's going to be a cold one tonight. Currently 23 in the Springs, 30 in Pueblo, seeing some 20s and 30s out into the plains as well. Already super cold up in the mountains there. Gunnison sitting right at the 0 mark, 17s in Walsenburg and Alamosa. We got lots and lots of photos in tonight from Larry, from Gil, from Steph, from Kayla, and finally from Chris, all with the same theme. Everybody saying, hey, Broncos colors going on out there tonight. Must be some kind of a sign. Outside right now, we are seeing some of that high cloud cover moving in along I-25 at Garden of the Gods. I'll tell you how that will affect your Monday morning commute in just a few moments. Greg and Bonnie, back to you.
Mike, thank you. And a Fountain woman faces 7 counts of aggravated animal cruelty after authorities found 3 emaciated pit bulls living in a vacant home. Crystal McIntosh says she moved out of the house 3 months ago and didn't know what happened to those dogs. Police say a neighbor called 911 after noticing broken windows in that home, and they also heard dogs barking. Several dead turtles were also discovered. The UN Security Council is strongly condemning North Korea's launch of a long-range rocket. Today's launch is triggering a wave of international accusations. It's also prompting emergency meetings in multiple countries. Though North Korea says the launch was for scientific and peaceful purposes, it is being widely viewed as a front to test a ballistic missile.
Meanwhile, in politics, with the New Hampshire primary just a couple of days away, Bernie Sanders on the Democratic side is feeling confident. The Vermont senator packed in the crowds today, but packed no punches.
The most important foreign policy issue in the modern history of this country was the war in Iraq. I was right on that issue. Hillary Clinton was wrong.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton, who is trailing by double digits in most polls, spent her day in Flint, Michigan, talking about that water crisis. Today, Clinton accused Sanders of using deceptive campaign tactics.
And Jeb Bush is trashing Donald Trump as, quote, not a serious conservative, and bashing rival Republicans for not taking the fight to the bombastic billionaire businessman. Bush said at a town hall in Nashua, New Hampshire today that Trump is not a serious conservative or a serious leader, and Bush earlier called Trump a loser.
It is a sign of real weakness when you call John McCain or Leo Thorsness or anybody else that was a POW who served this country in a way that should be admired, American heroes, calling them losers. Donald Trump, you're the loser.
In a real clear politics average of national polls, Trump comes in at 32% and Bush just at 4%. Time now, 10:14.
Sorry, thought I was supposed to run to the wall. Here's what's happening on your Monday morning. We will be looking at some nice conditions. I-25 in both directions looking good, but again, the big concern will be that melting. We've seen a lot of that snow melting. That will be refreezing overnight. That could affect your commute on Monday morning. I've got your full forecast coming up.
And here's another look live from downtown Denver tonight. The celebration over the big Super Bowl continues. Traffic cut off from downtown tonight in Denver area. Looks like things may be getting a little out of hand, or they're just festive. We're not sure yet. Police are on scene, and we are too. We'll be back with more right after this.